Right, well, it's that time of day again where we get to have a look at another locomotive. And this time it's made by Hornby, and it's in the RailRoad range. And as you can see, the box is big, so it doesn't all exactly fit in shot. But never mind. You have to excuse those two locomotives over there. We have the Cali 828 project, which is still in the works. And there's a little 040 over there, which is waiting to have a number put on and the British Rail logo. And this particular locomotive is one I've painted. It was originally Caledonian Railway blue, but since I already had one in the Caledonian Railway blue, I thought I'd paint this one in black. And this one does have painted cab detailing, which is what I've painted myself. In fact, actually, so does the Cali. I'll just quickly show you. This is what it looks like so far. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? I'm sure you'll all agree. Not finished yet. That's got painted cab detailing as well, again, which I've done. So it looks really nice. But that isn't important right now. The locomotive is. And this locomotive is Evening Star, which this is what I've been after for a while, but I haven't actually got hold of it until now. And I'm very excited about it. It's just arrived in the post, and I only had to wait 1 day for it, considering it was from Hattons, so that must be a record or something. But anyway, let's get this open and see what it's like. Because, well, I'm just eager to get in there, into the model. Okay, so first the box can be put to one side, and then under here we have some junk. First we have the DCC jacket, useless, and then we have the instructions for the 9F, and the instructions are the usuals: the lubrication, the body removal, where to fit the chip because this is DCC ready, stuff like that. And then we get onto the locomotive. Still a big box. And so first of all, well, there seems to be some tape on here. So, let's just get a knife. So here's a knife. I couldn't find a standing knife, so I've got to use one of these kitchen knives. But oh well, it's still a knife. Oh, now that was close. But as long as you're careful, then that's all that matters. And so, oh, there's some more tape. There we go. So that comes off. Then we get to this little bag of details in here, which is basically all it is these little brake pipes. We've seen them before. They pop up quite regularly in the Hornby range. So what's left now is to get to the locomotive. As you can see, it still sits in this polystyrene. Okay. So we'll start with the locomotive first. In fact, let's just get this off. It'll make it easier. So we have the finger holes in the back. Just push your finger through the hole to let it out. That just seems so wrong. Okay, so there's the locomotive. As you can see, we've got this piece of plastic it's wrapped in. It's better than the tissue paper. So the box goes to one side. Wow, well for starters, there's a bit of polystyrene there. She is very heavy. very heavy. Well, it's good because that's what we want. Weight. Because you see, it's traction pushing down on the rails. There's a bit of polystyrene on there. Okay, so where do we start? Well, for starters, wow, sprung buffers on a RailRoad model. Never seen that before. Well, I have seen reviews of this locomotive anyway, so I knew it has sprung buffers because apparently this locomotive is quite impressive, and it certainly is. And I'm not just looking at it on the camera, I'm actually looking at it in real life as well. We have, as you can see, there's the little hole where the detailing got to go. There's a little coupling hook where you wish to replace it. I mean, put a little screw link coupling on. We do have the big couplings, but that's not too much of a problem. But it still couples up to stock, even if the couplings are big or small. And the handrails going down the side are very nice. The linkage in the side rods is done really nice. The paintwork is spot on. We have some safety valves there. And we have the funnel cap, which is painted gold. And the nameplates are really good. And the lining on this is just stunning. And we do have a proper connector for the tender as well. I have some detailing on the top. We have some vents at the top which don't open. But then again, you know, it's just an air vent at the end of the day. And we do have some riveting on the buffer beam there. On the smoke box door, as you can see there's the number, 92220, which this locomotive was the last locomotive to be built in Britain, until Tornado was built. And as you can see, there's a middle wheel here, which is devoid of a wheel flange, which is what this is. But this is what this wheel was like in real life. The middle wheel, I'll just point that out. And then, we don't have any cab detailing, but the smoke box, or sorry, the firebox is sloped. The detailing is not painted, but you could paint that yourself if you wanted to. So it's not too much of a big issue. And we do have windows in there as well, which is proper glazing. You see, this is really impressive for a RailRoad model. Usually I'd find this to be basic detailing, but this isn't. I can't find any basic detailing on this at all yet. But anyway, let's put the locomotive to one side and we'll look at the tender. Again, fingers in the back, just put your finger through the hole. Yeah, that definitely sounds wrong. I'm going to have to use something else. Okay, so here's the tender. And there's a little bit of weight in this, not much. As you can see, that's the connector for where the tender goes onto the locomotive. We have some detailing on the front there. The coal is done very nice, but it's not removable, but you could take the leads and put real stuff in if you wanted to. And there's riveting on the tender, which is quite nice. The wheels are metal, not plastic, which is good. Again, sprung buffers on the tender. And we have some detail on the back with these little handrails and a ladder. And again we have the coupling there. And the top of the water caps is very nice. And there's even riveting on the top there, and these are painted green as well, which is accurate. The lining is lovely, and so is the BR8 crest, which is accurate. And that's about it, to be honest. It's really good. And of course we have the springs on the tender, which is done quite nicely. So far I can't fault it. It's a very nice model. And I think all that's left to do now is to put it on the tracks and see how it's like, because I'm eager to see how this runs. In fact, we'll do it now. Right, so first, we'll put the locomotive on. I'll just gently lift it onto the rails. And that was easy. Didn't take me very long. And now we'll put the tender on. If I can just get it. Might have to lift this up actually and put it on there. There we go. Just make sure she's on. Yep, she's on. So let's just... Actually, let's get the... Let's just push her back into shot. There we go. And now we give her some juice. All wrong way. Wow, she is running very smoothly. She doesn't seem to be stuttering at all. But then again, the tracks was only clean yesterday. She's amazing. Here she comes, going over the level crossing. Oh wow. Very smooth. Let's get the camera to roll alongside the locomotive as she's running. Oh wow, look at them side rods and wheels turn. That is just so amazing. Right, let's make it go a little bit quicker. Not by much, because she's a 9F after all. And there she goes. Look at her go. For a 9F, that is shifting pretty quick. Go, Evening Star, go. Get those wheels turning. Here she comes, passing the station. Well, what else can I say about this locomotive? Well, what I can say is I definitely recommend you get it. Because you definitely will not be disappointed. I am not. It's just going to be an absolute joy and pleasure to have her on my layout. And she'll make a lovely addition to my fleet. So there's nothing else quite like her on my layout. Get those pistons pumping.